Hey guys, welcome back to Economics and Comics. This is a very special day. I've been super sleepy and I'm up. I'm up for this. So get ready. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Oh my God, we have a very special guest. Tony Fleecs is here, and Comic Joel.
Hey.
Are you feeling it? You get it now? He's like, nah. So, Tony, I'm so happy. We'll give a minute for most people to just start jumping in real quick. But thank you so much for coming. It means a lot. I want to give you a little history about myself. So here's something very interesting. A couple years back, I did my book of the year was Floppy Cop. I don't know if you ever got a chance to read that, but it's a really funny book, right? And it's really good. And that got my book of the year over everybody, right? And so, it was very interesting that I gave it the Sickness Award of 2019, all right? So I'm going to tell you right now, and we're reading all the books, okay? The big dogs, everybody. You are number one on my list right now for the Sickness Award 2021. There's still half a year left. Okay.
Sure. But you could get scooped.
Yeah. I think you have a pretty good chance. I just want to let you know. So again,
we tried to go really hard. So hopefully, let me turn my shit down. 1 second.
That's okay.
There we go. I don't want this echo. But yeah, no, we really went for it with this book. So I'm glad that it connected with you.
Oh, I think it's connecting with a bunch of people. So, I guess let's just, people will watch us on the rewind and stuff like that. So, what I love about the book is Stray Dogs, everybody, if you don't know.
We should tell them I'm not that famous.
This is Stray Dogs. And there's some other things I saw yesterday while I was looking through Diamond, so I want to talk to you about that later. But Stray Dogs is this incredible book. Do you want to give the idea of it to them? It's probably best from you.
Yeah, sure. It's a book. It's about a serial killer who takes his victims' dogs as trophies, but it's told from the perspective of the dogs. And they don't have great memories, so they don't really know what's going on. They just think they all live in this idyllic sort of like Disney movie, but their master is actually this murderer. And a new dog shows up, and she sort of remembers what's going on, and she has to convince everybody else that that's what's up.
This is what I love about the story, okay? The fact that... Now, is this your entire brainchild, this whole story?
Yeah.
Was there any... Okay, so the fact that you use the short-term memory is so great, man. It works so well with the book. I mean, of course, it's realistic in that way, but it makes it so funny to me. And then, of course, when their sense of smell brings them memories back, which makes total sense too. So, I just absolutely love that. When I read the first book, I thought it was so funny because, oh wait, where am I? All of a sudden, she forgot. And of course, you have a whole array of different characters in there. They're all dogs, which makes it so special because we are in the minds of animals, and the typical dog, I'm so happy you're home. Oh, what just happened? No way. Just at least what I like to imagine a dog would think. And
right.
There's so many funny parts in this book. When they're barking at the telephone.
Yeah,
it's so funny to me. I don't know why. It really gets me right. It hits me in the perfect spot. I mean, I can read a super serious book, but that's real big in the comic world or whatever. But when I read this, I'm finding myself. This is the point where I'm getting at, is that I find myself losing myself in the book more than these other normal type of books. Right. I picture this and that makes it more enjoyable to me as a reader. But I picture this. Go ahead.
What we tried to do, me and Trish, the artist, Trish Forstner, is we wanted it to just make it feel really comfortable and sort of nostalgic. And that's why we made it look like a 90s dog cartoon, like an All Dogs Go to Heaven or a Balto.
Sure.
Because we just wanted people to see it and instantly go like, oh, this is something I know and I connect with. And then when we hit them with the terrible stuff that happens, then it should hit even harder because they felt safe, like they felt like, oh, here we are. I know what this is. And then when it goes dark, then it should feel even crazier than it would if it was just like, if they were realistic dogs or if it was painted, So
well, it's
that's
funny.
what we try to do.
What's so great about it, man, is you're saying when it goes dark. Yes, it goes dark, and it's a horror book too, but it's funny. Like, so it when it goes dark, it's funny, and it's
Well, I don't know. I think your mileage may vary on that.
I think it is like, that's the best, the mix of it all, everything we've talked about so far, all in one. The simplicity of the art, like you said, you're keeping it more animated style type of whatever, which makes it visually pleasurable to any age, honestly. But this book is for adults.
Yeah.
And then you're we've got a serial killer involved, and I know what you're saying. When I say I think it's funny, even the horror, it's a light horror to me because the fact that it's cartoony. So I really hope, like, I have this feeling inside that this could be like the best movie ever, animated movie ever for adults. Something that I don't think they might have kind of done it before, but I don't think something like this has ever been done.
No.
I don't know if that was your end game.
The end game was to do the story that we did.
Sure.
But the way that, you're economics and comics, you understand how the business of comics works. Like, you can only make so much money on a book. And if you're me and you want to tell your own stories and not have to work on other people's properties for a living as much, it's good if you can sell your stuff and then just have that sort of cushion to be able to work on the next thing. So we sold it, like it's in development, and that
you sold the rights to the book.
Yeah, I thought you were specking on these comics, man. You don't know this?
So here's the deal, Tony. Okay, so there's a lot of people out there that are all over the news about information like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm using it based off the read and what I think. So sometimes I'll hear the news and stuff like that, but I didn't know that this was sold yet. So
your instincts serve you well.
Who did you sell it to?
To Paramount Animation.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I am so excited for you. You have no idea.
Should be it's in development right now. They've written a few drafts, but what they want it to be is the first like 2D animated horror movie, major animated horror movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude,
it could be cool.
This is amazing. Like,
imagine how I feel.
I know this is amazing. That's what I mean. This is so amazing for you.
Joel's freaking out. He can't believe it either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you understand? This is Joel. Now he knows. This is Joel. Perfect. Oh man, that is so wonderful. Well, look, it's magic. That's the thing. That's how you're able to. So there's so many publishers and certain things that, we got AWA, we have Bad Idea, we have certain publishers that it seems to me like they're writing books as just to try as like a movie pitch, a film pitch. Yeah. It seems like these these companies are made to do that. But you, like you said, you wanted to tell the story, and it was so good that people catch on quick. And so did they come to you, or did you pitch it to them, or how does that work?
So it's a little bit of cheat. One of my best friends out here is a screenwriter, and we sort of came up together. Like when I was doing, like really hustling in the indie comics coal mines, just paying my dues. He was doing the same thing at like Sci-Fi Channel, doing like Sci-Fi Channel horror movies and stuff. And then around the same time, I think he might have took off a little bit earlier than me. And in movies, when you take off, like he took off like this, and I just took off like. But when I started working on like My Little Pony and stuff, he started writing well, he'd been doing like rewrites for New Line, and he ended up writing the Annabelle movies, and then he wrote Stephen King's It and It 2. And so with those, and then he produced like The Nun and stuff. So he made New Line like just over $1 billion. So he sort of can get into rooms with people now and go like, hey, what if we did this? So like he's one of my friends, and he knew the story, and he was like, when you have a first issue ready to go, I want to take this out and see if we can sell it. And so he went in and talked to everybody. He talked to Fox and Disney and New Line and Paramount, and just, like got into all the rooms that I couldn't have got into. And then Paramount was very psyched about it and was just like, oh, well, let's try and do this. Let's do it.
Okay,
So,
before we go, I'm going to test Joel, okay? He is a film critic, okay? Joel, who's he talking about?
What do you mean? Oh, the actually, I'm not super familiar with the writers of Annabelle. I know the series, though.
Yeah, he directed the third one, too. His name's Gary Dalberman. He's one of my best friends. Super good.
That's still really awesome. I mean, it's about who you know, and while that.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, let's just pretend it's not, because this book is really good. And I went on the way of, look, it's about the story. But look, it is. No, the truth is, yes, it is who you know.
I feel like
if you could
we would have got
that,
there. We would have got there eventually. This was just sort of like a shortcut. But
maybe not with Disney. That would have been a tough sell to Disney, huh?
well, sure, yeah. They don't like to see their dog get murdered like that, unless they're like somebody's mom, or unless Cruella de Vil's killing them. But
so, we haven't really seen the dogs get murdered yet.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen it on camera for sure.
Is it? Are we looking forward to? I feel like you won't do it. Like I feel like it's all about like in the background. You think it's happening, you know what's happening, but you're not going to see it because this is kind of like a fun book. But
it's getting darker and darker, though. I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, it's building. There's no doubt. You have you're building quite well. So,
yeah, I'm obviously not going to tell you.
Oh, damn it. That was close. So I was looking through Diamond the other day, and, you said My Little Pony. So when I do my reviews I do this show like FOC, Final Order Cutoff, and where I show all the books to pre-order. Excuse me. I never skip anything. So I go over My Little Pony a lot. When it's out, and a lot of people are like, oh, Billy's a brony and all this. And, I don't care.
I get that myself. Sure.
Yeah, I don't care. I know some bronies are pretty cool. I mean, I'm not a brony, but I realized yesterday that I saw cover art Tony Fleecs. And I was like, wait a second. Because, we're going to have you on. I didn't know. I mean, believe me, I don't know everything, okay? But, I didn't know you were doing the cover art. And this was the My Little Pony Friendship Transformers number 100 issue or something like that. So.
Well, both of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, they mixed it up pretty good. So, how long have you been doing that?
Well, not just the covers. Like I've been drawing the full My Little Pony comics for like 8 years.
Oh my gosh.
A long time. It's basically been my full-time job for the most of the time I've been in comics. And I've done other stuff. I've drawn like Star Wars and Rick and Morty and some other stuff. But the main thing that I get hired on to do the most is My Little Pony.
So if there was a King Brony, you are that person.
Well, I mean, bronies would argue with you there. There's sort of like a hierarchy. There's like people who are voices on the show or make the show, or sort of like the kings, and then we're more like maybe dukes, if anything.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe a squire.
Up there.
Squire? They carry swords. Possibly squires of bronies.
Do you have a bunch of My Little Pony stuff at your house?
I mean, I have all my comps and stuff for sure. But I don't have and I've got like stuff that people give me, but I have nieces. So here I got like here's a T-shirt that they made out of some stuff that I drew. Back in the day.
Right, now, that's dope.
But I got nieces, so usually when they send me My Little Pony stuff, I just forward it on to them, and then I get to look like the coolest guy ever. But now they're teenagers and they don't care as much anymore.
And plus at my age, I don't care anymore either. So like, when you hit 40s and you're overweight, you're like, you know what? I don't care. Throw me down. I'm going to put down a brony shirt. I mean, I'm wearing this. This is special kind of for you, the dog shirt today, because my little dog in the corner, Chloe, she enjoys your book as well. But God, when you said it got picked up, I didn't know that. And that just is so exciting to me because I would love to see it on the big screen. You know, like you said, well, I don't know if you're allowed to say this. We're at number 5 now is coming up.
Mhm.
That kind of completes everything. And you said there's like a 0 coming out.
Yeah, so number 5 comes out next week, and that's the end of the story.
Is the
and it is
0
like
the
a
new
self-contained story?
Is the 0 the free comic book day one?
No, Free Comic Book Day is different, but that is. Oh, thanks, Pete Martinez. That is like it's got bonus new stuff in it. It's sort of like what's going to be in the special or the 0 issue.
Yeah, they were saying it's like an origin of an older character or something like that, if I remember.
Yeah, in number 4, we meet like sort of an earlier generation of dogs. And so this, in the Free Comic Book Day issue, we meet like the first dog to ever come to the Master's house.
Are you talking about the Basset Hound?
No, that was Earl. We knew him already.
Well, I know, but he was one of the oldest there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about when they open the door, you meet the we meet the older generation on the wall.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I recently opened up my own little online store, economicsandcomics.com, and I'm selling new comics and stuff. And I've been watching purchasing, like when you're in that, you can see what people are ordering. So last week, right, was Stray Dogs. So it was Stray Dogs #1, 5th print, 5th print, or whatever print, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all these different late printings. They were the best sellers, man. I mean, absolutely crazy sales.
Wow.
So
I mean, we got the numbers, and we're very surprised with them as well. It just sort of seems to keep going. Super surprising. I mean, you hadn't heard of me or Trish before this, so we didn't expect to come out and have people buy 2nd or 3rd printings of our comic. So it's been pretty surprising, super nice. And I think doing those horror movie covers has sort of helped because people.
Well, that was brilliant.
Wasn't one of the alternate covers like a Annabelle homage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was for my boy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That Dalmatian one sneaked by. A lot of people didn't realize till later that was like the first victim in the book.
Yeah.
Like taken behind the shed type of thing. So I just want to ask you some questions here that I'm seeing in the chat. Are you going to sell pages on your website, or is it all digital? Is it original or is it digital?
The interiors are all digital.
Okay.
We did a lot of the covers traditional, and we're not really sure what we're doing with them yet. We're just sort of being circumspect and sort of chilling and seeing what happens. Because I feel like if we sold them for like regular cover prices and then they made a movie, we'd feel like jerks. So we're gonna hold off for a little while. It might be, like they don't make a movie and then we're out here 2 years later trying to sell this comic pages from 2 years ago. But we'll see what happens.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but like the collectible market's so hot right now, and just the fact that you're saying you're picked up and the book's so hot. You're going to get prime money for it anyway. I promise you that. Yeah. And it doesn't mean you don't have to start the bidding or whatever at whatever number you want.
Yeah.
Right? You have control. But the thing is, so what you're doing covers too then, right?
Yeah. So we do everything together on the covers. On the interior pages, it's Trish. And Tone Rodriguez is our layout artist. He does like the layouts. I do little thumbnails, and then he does the layouts, and she does the final. She really gets the characters and puts all the, makes them look like you love them, But on the covers, because I've done so many covers and I just had a vision for them, I was just like, well, let's just do those together. So she'll pencil them. I'll send her an idea, and she'll pencil it up, and then I'll ink it on paper usually. Sometimes I do it digitally too, just depending on how fast it has to go. And then I'll color them up. So it's sort of like a real back and forth collaboration on those.
I feel like I'm totally clueless right now on half this stuff because you just said Tone. And I know Tone. He used to live out here, and he used to come into the shop I worked at and would do.
Are you in Arizona?
Yeah. And he would, I know he moved. Did he come back? He didn't come back.
No, he moved to Louisiana.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
To Lafayette. And then now he's somewhere, he's even deeper in the sticks now.
That's crazy.
He's got like Ethernet, not internet.
When he said he was going there, I'm like, why? Like in my mind, because he would come in and he had such a good thing going. I mean, I was giving him a lot of cash because his art is incredible. Like you can tell him whatever, and he does exactly. It's amazing. I got a lot of pieces from him. Very nice guy too. So
when I started working with him out here in North Hollywood in like 2009, my buddy Chris Moreno was like working in his studio with him, which was just the garage in the back of his house. And then we worked together for like 5 years, basically every day, like all day, 12, 15 hours, just sitting in there grinding. I would be drawing My Little Pony, or we'd be doing like Marvel trading cards or whatever, just sort of like sitting there hustling. Tone was doing like Tyrese Gibson's Mayhem and Simpsons comics and all this stuff. And so we became pretty great friends, and we would collaborate and work together on stuff all the time. So now whenever I have like a place for him in a project that I'm doing, I try to bring him in on it, because I feel like he hasn't really gotten the shine that he should have got in comics. And
I believe I'm with you there.
Yeah. I want to make good comics for him to be a part of, because I think he's so great.
Yeah. Whenever I didn't know, like sometimes you don't know what an artist is capable of. You just know that because he was local and I'd see him all the time at like yearly events, and then you kind of become friends, and you say, "Oh, draw me this," and you get it back, and you're like, "Whoa, dude! I gave you $100 and you gave me like a $600 piece. Like this is amazing."
Goes very hard.
Yeah, and it's like to a T, perfect, like amazing stuff. So yeah, he's a real nice guy, a real big teddy bear. Yeah, he's got that feeling like you better stay away, but if you know him, he's like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm just super excited. So the new comic book day stuff, like I went big on that free comic book day stuff, because when I read the preview of it, I was like, okay, we got a new character here. Something's going on. Let me go big on that, because if that happens, and now you're saying there's like this -1 or a 0 issue that'll be later.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, you guys, if you're speccing on stuff to get, maybe get that, because this book is already one of the hottest books of the year. And now that Paramount's got it, I can just imagine the story that you've written so far. I think, including the last issue here, I think is perfect for like an 1.5-hour movie. Like it seems like it's set up. You could do enough stuff for those 5 issues to make it at least 1.5 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you have any other ideas going forward? You're a dog guy apparently, right?
Yeah, I like dogs. I have
probably a cat person, which is why all the dogs are getting killed.
Yeah, that's right. Hate dogs sounds like, well, let's just do a book where they die. No, I don't have any more dog stuff in the works. I mean, dogs are in my other stuff that I'm working on, but I'm doing a book called Time Shopper that was supposed to be, if you look at all the diamond, it was supposed to come out in the beginning of 2019. And it was at Action Lab. Do you know them? You know that publisher?
Of course, that's where we get all our most favorite zombie tramps. We have a artist that comes in here, Michael McComb, and he's one of the zombie tramp guys. He's one of our favorite.
Not Mike McComb.
Michael McComb. I have the same thing with Polito. Every time I tell him, "Hey, you got to check out this guy, Michael McComb." He's like, "Oh, Mike McComb." I said, "No, not 90s X-Men." This is a zombie tramp guy. But yeah, so what's the book called?
It was called Time Shopper. It was going to be through Action Lab, but it sort of got COVIDed. It was supposed to get printed in China like right when COVID happened, and so everything sort of shut down. And it shut down for long enough, and the comics, like it was in that period where it didn't look like comics shops were going to be okay. There was like a couple months there where Diamond shut down.
The whole fear of Marvel leaving.
Yeah. And so they just were like, "Hey, do you just want the rights back?" I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. And at the time we just sold Stray Dogs. And my manager was just like, "Look, if you can just keep the rights to all your stuff, that would be much better for us." So I was just like, I'll take it back. And so we're going to kickstart it. It's called Time Shopper, and it's about this. It's a complete 180 from Stray Dogs. It's about this guy who gets a job time traveling, and he's supposed to go stop, like warn the Titanic or kill baby Hitler or, stop the assassination of JFK. And when he gets back in time, before he can do all that stuff, he gets distracted by how cheap everything is back in the day. And so he just goes shopping, and he just ends up buying all kinds of cool stuff in time. So he just goes around time shopping and hilarity ensues. But that's going to be a Kickstarter, like a hardcover European format thing. And we're going to launch it right after Stray Dogs wraps up pretty much.
So it's a comedy again.
Yeah.
So just so you know, this is up to you. If you ever need help launching the Kickstarter, please reach out to me because we help, Coffin Comics and a bunch of other people with their Kickstarters, and I love doing it. And my subs,
if you're the one that's helping out Coffin Comics, I'm definitely coming to you. Those guys murder on Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, it's been this last year has been really crazy. Just recently, actually, but my subs love your stuff. So do I. So this is something that, of course, I don't ask for anything except being able to help you. So
yeah,
that's kind of what we do. Yeah, we do over here. So
I'll send you a preview of it.
Oh, that'll be sweet. It sounds like a lot of fun. And of course I want, first shot at one of the original Stray Dogs, but I saw that Ryan Kincaid did a variant for.
Yeah, that's my guy.
So he's one of our real good friends over here too. We love Ryan, and it was a great one. That was of the Basset Hound.
Yeah, that was the Shining cover for number 5.
He's a perfect for that type of style. He can really knock the park.
Yeah. I'd seen him do like some cartoony stuff, so I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. Because mostly when you think about him, you think about like sort of like that cool '90s girly comic style. Like just looks super slick and sexy, shiny. Yes, but so when this thing came in, I was just like, "Yo, look at that! You could do that too. That's so cool."
Yeah, because like I don't know if his online, he does Facebook online and stuff, does drawings, and he'll like pick a character to draw. He's got this style which he's very good with. Like in my mind, like if you went to a Comic-Con and said I want like a 3/4 pose or something, he's the guy that knocks them out, and they're so good. Like really well profiled. So that style fits in so well with what you're doing with the dog. At least in my mind, that's my own take.
It was a 3/4 profile he did too. You might be onto something.
Economics.
He's like a 3/4 profile guy.
What are you, the quarter profile?
I go full profile, man. I'm not messing around.
Oh, you're full
in and out.
So there's no news. They own it, the rights, and you don't know if they're. Do you know if they're like in the process of? Are they already starting, or is it like in the file, waiting for the green light type of thing?
No, they. I don't know how much I'm supposed to say, but they basically develop a thing. When it's animation, they develop it until it's like almost perfect and ready to go. Because it costs so much money and there's so much organizing to do and put stuff together. So they're developing it. They've done a bunch of drafts. They're happy with it, and they're psyched about how the comic is received. They're like, they think it's cool that people like the comic as much as they do. So yeah, once they own it, or they have the rights, the option for 18 months, and I think there's like probably about 7 months left.
So they do the whole thing, and then if they don't want to do it, they scrap it.
Well, no, they don't make the whole thing. They just write scripts and do like treatments and stuff. It's all just writing stuff now. So then if they decide they want to pull the trigger and make it, then they dump all the money into it. And if not, then they've spent money, but it's not like it's not going to bankrupt the studio.
So do they look at you for advice on the writing? Or are you in charge of that? Or do you have any say at all once it's out of your hand type of thing?
Well, we're like consultants on like if they pick up the thing, we're credited as like creators and then consultants as well, which is sort of nebulous. But, like I said, it's my boy making it. So if he hits me up and says like, hey, we're having a problem with this, or what do you think about this? Like, I would never say that I'm like have anything to do with the writing of it, but like I'm here if they have questions, and they're working off of my book and my outlines and stuff. So
Yeah, I was just curious because I think that you're the magic of the book in my mind. Your creative mind that's being written. That is what makes the book amazing. Is the things that you don't think about. Anybody. Look, the art's great and everything like that, but anyone can do that.
Hold on. The art is what I think. Like the story being told, like we're telling it, but looking like that is, I think, what is capturing people's imagination. Because there's a lot of books with animals in them, but it's just, I feel like it has to do with the way Trish draws them, makes you feel for them and makes you identify with them immediately. But I appreciate what you're saying. But I don't want to.
No, okay, yeah. No, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Trish. I mean, she's definitely bringing. You feel like exactly. You feel for the character based on how they're looking and their actions and everything, and it's drawn extremely well. But like, I still think for me, like, I'm not trying to separate that.
Yeah,
it's the idea of it is just
for sure
what grabs me. So. I'm super excited. Now, when they do it, are they going to do, if they do it, would it be like one of those animated movies that look like super real? You know what I mean? Like what is it? The Ultimate, not the Ultimates. The family.
What If?
No, I haven't seen.
I'm sure they would do it as a 2D thing and maybe have it look like the old school.
Like anime, the stretchy chick, the superheroes.
Oh, the Incredibles.
Incredibles. Would it be like that, or would it be like?
No, they want to make it. They want to make it 2D.
Okay.
They want to make it look like the comic looks. Hopefully, I mean.
Either way, that's awesome.
There's always the chance that like it's almost they're about to go into production, and then some exec comes through and goes like, "We just made $1 million on Lego Movie. Make them all look like Legos," or But
oh yeah, that would really. If it was Legos, that would be. Yeah.
That'd be hard.
So, any guys?
Or Disney buys out Paramount, and then they.
Yeah, exactly. We're putting this on the shelf.
Is there any questions in the chat? I know there's been a lot of stuff.
I saw one asking about if I like horror movies. I do like horror movies. That's an easy one.
It's such a great move doing the like variant horror covers, because you just reached a whole nother level of comic book buyers just based on because they love horror, so all the homages and stuff like that really helped.
Oh yeah, this is the question. This person asks why all the horror movie homages, and that was one. A retailer friend of mine said like these people that do movie cover homages, we sell the crap out of them, and I was just like, oh, that's a little bit craven. I don't know if I want to be, like already you're showing up because we had sold the rights to the movie before the comic even came out. And so already I'm showing up and I felt a little bit like a fraud, like in comics, you won't be like the most homegrown artisan comic books, like, oh, I printed this on my own printing press and look how real I am. So I didn't want people to think I was just like, an interloper. And so then on top of that, doing these homage covers, I was just like, are people going to think I'm just like a rip-off artist? But when I talked to Image about it, they were like, I understand your hesitation with that. However, because this is a horror book that looks like a cartoon, the quickest way to deliver that information to somebody is that if they see like a Silence of the Lambs poster, but with a cartoon dog on it, or a Pet Sematary poster, but with a cartoon dog on it. And that made a lot of sense to me because it's like when I pitched it to you at the beginning of the show, it's real easy to pitch, if you're going to take the time to talk to somebody. But a lot of shops you go into, they're busy or they're just, that kind of comic shop, old school, where they don't do anything. And so you have to do a lot of the work, as much of the work you can in the covers, to just say like, this is a thing, look at it, and I feel like that's worked out pretty well for us. Like those covers have definitely brought people in.
See, it's very interesting because I did work in a shop for a little bit, but like majority of people buying comics are 35 to 65-year-old men. Okay. So like the kids section's really small. So My Little Pony isn't ordered that much, except by the bronies and the some girls and stuff like that. So it was honestly took a big chance because it could have been missed. Like oh, this is a kid's book. We're putting it in the kids section.
For sure.
And doing that with an alternate horror cover, some kind of says, hang on a second, guys, take a second look at this. This is not a kid's book, right? And if all someone had to do was read the first issue, that's all they had to do. And once they got it, it was over. Like, I was totally hooked, like completely hooked. So yeah, it was a little bit of a chance, I think, too, because of that, the art style and stuff like that. And, no one really knows what it was.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was how we felt about it too. Like we sort of hammered out the outline and the script and the story of it until I was pretty sure that it was as good as it could be. Like I'm not an overly confident person generally, but as far as this goes, and also like I haven't written a ton of things, like the second issue of this was the first second issue I ever wrote, but I felt confident about it. Like I was like, I know my cliffhangers work, and I know I've got moments and everything, and I knew about all these little things I had, and I was just like, we were like, when people read this, they're gonna freak or they're gonna be mad about this, and so I knew that if I could get people to read the first one, they would definitely at least read the second one, and so that was a big consideration. Is just like, how do we get people to take a second look at this?
That's another thing that I wanted to say. You brought it up, and I was going to talk about it real fast. Was your cliffhangers? The way you write the story is perfect. Like a lot of story, I'm not trying to hate on other books, but they don't leave you hanging happily. They either you've created. So I want more. That's kind of how Floppy Cup was for me in 2019. Like, I wanted more after I read that book. And then the next book, I wanted more. And you hit that right on the nail when you said that you got your cliffhangers down, because that's the truth. To me, another big part of the book is how you have set it up. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. There's some, like, I still read comics every week. Like, I read comics my whole life. And there's some I read and I get to the end of it and I was just like I feel like there's another page coming, you're just like, that's it. I guess we just come back next month. But when I read like Brian K. Vaughan comics or Jason Aaron comics, like they generally always have a last page, or The Walking Dead, like Kirkman had great last pages. And so it was really important for me in this to do, it's only going to be 5 issues. I only have to have 4 great last pages. I feel like I have 5 great last pages, but just to end as strong as possible because like you're saying, like, you can't wait till the next one. Like I wanted people to really have that feeling. And so I worked really hard on that.
So yeah, your only hope now is that when it's over, we're upset but happy, because if we're upset,
yeah.
So I expect all the dogs to eat him. So that's where I'm looking at. Hopefully.
Let me answer Eddie Mullet real quick. I did not write. I wrote it specifically to be a comic book. The film thing is very nice, but I know how to make comic books. Like I spent a lot of my life, making them, and so I knew that I could tell this story really well as a comic book. That's why, like we were just talking about the cliffhangers and the page turns and all that stuff. Like I sort of like tried to do as much of the comic book stuff in this book as I possibly could. Make it sort of my. It's the first big thing people have seen from me, so I wanted people to be like, "Oh, look at this! This guy can tell a story." So definitely a comic book. That's sort of what my. I just want to make comics,
Plus, it's
I have to
fresh.
do other stuff sometimes, but
the fact that it's a fresh idea is the other wonderful thing about it, because everything's been done so many different times over and over again.
Yeah,
and that you can step back and go, "This is visually pleasing. It's funny. It's interesting. It leaves me wanting more." You've hit all the mark. I'm not trying to you're the best.
You're coming, baby. Let's go.
You want it? Right. Here it comes. So how much is
I'm not
the
comfortable with this.
Let me see those internal pages. Okay, no. So, but like again, I guess I'm fanboying out a little bit because it is one of my favorite books, and I can't wait to. So like number 2 and 3, right? I got number 1, and I was super happy, and I was specking on it a little bit during FOC. I was telling people, this seems interesting. The way they're pitching it, the book, sounds funny. We'll give it a try. Let's see. It could be something here. And then it was really good, right? And then
Thank you.
Wasn't my own store, right, at that point. So I was going to the store. I kept forgetting to get it. It wasn't in my pull box. So I didn't have 2 and 3, and I started to freak out. Like I was like, I need to read these books, to the point where my subscribers sent me them. And so then I read them. I was like, oh, thank you, God, so much for sending it to me. And so now I have them all, and I'm really like growing this huge stack of multiple printings and everything. And it's kind of like a fun little thing for me. So I don't know where I was going with that, but it's awesome. So Ghost Junk asked, did the 90 flick All Dogs Go to Heaven play a part?
It was more Balto for me. Like I had the idea of the serial killer taking people's dogs as trophies. And then I didn't like, it wasn't until I thought like, oh, what if we told it like Balto? Like that was when the story really came together for me, because like if you told it from the perspective of like the cops chasing the guy, or from the perspective of the killer or the victims or whatever, that's not as interesting. And so I sort of was, it wasn't like more than a day, but I just sort of thought about it for a while I was working on other stuff. And I just had an image in my head of Balto and was just like, oh shit, that's different. Like, that's cool. And then of course, like all the Don Bluth stuff obviously was a big inspiration on the book, but the key image that came into my head was like Balto, Oliver and Company, like that vibe specifically.
I imagine like when they did the final, I think I could talk about number 4 because everyone in here has read it. I think.
Spoilers, everyone.
Well, when they open the door and like you can see it all, and then I immediately thought of what's his name from Hannibal, the guy that was making an outfit out of women's skin.
Oh yeah,
Buffalo Bill.
James Gunn. Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, what if in number 5 he's making an outfit out of dogs and he's gonna wear
just went fully derivative?
Yeah, it just
wants to be a dog.
Yeah, like he's gonna come out fully dressed in like 17 different dogs all sewn together. Gotta find that right dog.
I'm not going to say if that does or does not happen, but that does not happen.
Okay. Yeah, that would be too far.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I just want to try to get through because
you're getting a million suggestions for homage covers.
I really like the Friday. At first I was like, when I saw the Friday.
Ernest Stupid is a great idea. Hold on a second. Let me look that up.
Yeah, these guys have a lot of ideas. They say crazy things in here. I saw the Jason, the Friday the 13th. I'm like, oh man, it's a Friday the 13th. And then you look closer and he's holding a leash or a neck. It's like
collar.
It's like perfect. Okay, I'm in. You got me.
Yeah, that one took forever. Some of these we were able to knock out really fast. Like what would happen was Image would say, like on a Monday, oh hey, we need reprints, and if you get them in by this week, then we can FOC on next Monday. So we'd want to have them done by Wednesday. So basically, we'd have like one day to do them. So like the Thing cover and the Psycho cover, we did literally like both of them in one day, just like one very long day. But the Friday the 13th one took me at least 3 days, maybe 4, just because there's so much rendering and drawing in that forest. Like when I saw the post originally, I was just like, oh, that'd be cool. And then when I'm sitting there working on it, I'm just like, it's the stupidest thing ever. Why am I doing this? Because it's just like rendering bark and drawing little leaves. And
did you do the whole time you're going to have the collar? Or did that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that the little the tag on the collar was going to be dripping blood, though, until I was coloring it. Because I was looking at the original for reference, and the knife was dripping blood, and I was like, oh, we should do some of that.
Someone said, how about a jerk homage? That would be funny, but I don't know if it fits the whole.
Yeah, we're mainly just doing horror movies. Somebody, like a shop, had asked about doing maybe a Taken one, and that was close to the theme, but it just seemed like we've done all horror movies to this point. I didn't really want to go outside of that. I feel like it's like my dream is to have, like at some point just have a giant picture of all of them together, like a video store shelf, it just says horror up top. And then
that would be awesome. Like VHSs.
Yeah.
Oh,
got the little stickers that say please rewind and horror and all that.
Well, hopefully, if they do like a trade paperback or something, they'll have all the different homage covers in there, so you can kind of.
I think we're doing. I think we're going to be dicks and do just the A and B covers in the trade, and then keep our fingers crossed for a hardcover, and then do like a big old Criterion Collection style collection for the hardcover. You know, the special and the free comic book day and all that.
How many printings of the first print do you think? Is there an end game to that, or like?
There's not really an end game. The way it works is basically we're just sort of. It's up to the resources of the shops. Like the shops want to be able to sell as many of these as they possibly can, and for them, that just means we have to keep them in print because they couldn't have like the first issue. We've sold almost 60,000 over the reprints, you know?
Yeah.
But that's because the shop on the first time around, they were like, oh, we'll take, 30 some, which was amazing. You know, like, again, nobody ever heard of us before. And it's a book about cartoon dogs. But then that was basically all the money they could spend on that book for that week, you know, like you worked in comic stores. So then when they sell through them, then Image will hit us up and go like, hey, I think we can, I think the shops could sell some more. And so we're just trying to keep it available until the trade comes out, basically. Like if people get into it, they can get all the issues no matter what.
So I have a couple, like maybe Ryan Kincaid. I know he already did one, but I have some friends that are artists. And I was thinking, I know sounds funny, but like Floppy Cop, right? They didn't do I had them do an exclusive for me. I paid the artist, and it was Dan Dotery that did it and all that. And I was thinking about maybe asking Image or wherever I have to go through to try to get one done. Yeah. So maybe I guess I'll just go through Image unless you know somewhere we could talk about later that I can go.
Yeah, I can give you guys address. Basically, at this point, it would be like you'd have to either do it on one of the reprints or wait for the special to come out because everything else is off to print already. Yeah,
it'd either be another printing. What would be perfect is a 6th printing because we say sick over here all the time. So.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
maybe we'll figure something out. I don't know. We'll talk. Well, I'll ask you about all that later. That would be.
Yeah, awesome. We'll talk about it off air. Creep show is a good idea too.
Yeah,
the main thing with these variant covers, the horror posters, is that they can't be holding anything generally. So or they can't be using their hands because the dogs don't have hands so much. So we couldn't do Nightmare on Elm Street because it's got that big Freddy glove in the foreground. And we couldn't just do a dog with the Freddy glove because it's still Freddy, we couldn't figure out how to do a dog version of that didn't look dumb. Because if you try to do Leatherface swinging around the chainsaw, but it's a dog, it just looks corny.
Well, it could be the Master. We never really see him though.
Yeah, we used him we did a Stephen King's It cover for the 5th issue as a retailer incentive. And we had the Master on that one. That's the only time he's been on any of the covers.
I really, one of my favorites is that Hereditary cover. And that's just because that's probably one of the first times to see a homage of that because that movie's so new.
Oh, Midsummer, yeah.
Or Midsummer, yeah.
Yeah, same Ari Aster. Yeah, I love that movie. And I love the visual of that poster. And we had done so many horror covers that it got to a certain point where it's just I don't think it matters anymore. I'm just going to do this one because I like it. And it did not matter. It sold just fine. I was I think this one, it'll be the number will be big for all the other ones, and then that one will be very little because you and me and 1,000 other cool people maybe saw that movie. But it sold just fine. People will probably be asking me what it is for years, but I don't care. I love it.
Well, I gotta admit, I'm super excited for you. Some of the stuff I did not know about, and that just makes me so much happier for possibilities for you and us to see other versions of this on the screen and the other books coming out. And I'm just really happy that you had a chance to tell the story and it did so well.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to see what you think of the 5th issue. I'm excited to see what everybody thinks of it.
Well, if it's horrible, I'll definitely let you know.
You just do a special episode where you're just I take it all back.
I was wrong.
Boy, did they ruin it. Yeah.
But you've been on a long time. I really thank you for coming.
You said 30 minutes. What's this?
I know. I got you. It's almost an hour. And Joel and I still have a couple things to do. So I will let you go.
Hold on a second. Ghost Junk. We thought about doing Fright Night, but they had already just done one at Image for, I think, Ice Cream Man or one of the other books. And so I didn't want to I didn't want to rip off a rip off, homage, another homage. Sorry, continue.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. But again, I really appreciate you coming. Thanks for making it so easy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And I hope to have you on again. Look, if you do Kickstarter, hit me up. We'll take care of you over here.
I will call you if I don't.
If you end up doing a sequel, I want to see an English Bulldog in there because that's my favorite breed.
Man, that's a good idea. All right, we'll try and figure something out. Is that what you have?
Yeah, that's my favorite breed.
Yeah, I love those too.
Oh, I like the Lost Boys one.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, you could do something there. But anyway, everyone's got their favorite scary movie.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, again, thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate it. I look forward. I'll message you later. I'm sure everyone's super happy. Thanks for coming, guys, and checking out Tony. I'll be picking up. I'm going to say it right now. My Little Pony number 100.
Definitely. I mean, here's the one you want to get. My Little Pony Transformers number 3. It's got a story in there that I wrote and drew myself and colored. And I'm super psyched about that. And you don't have to know about ponies or anything like that. It's all pretty self-contained. So recommend it.
All right. I'll look for it.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks again. We'll see you later. I'll hit you up later. And I really appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Tony. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. See you later.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Okay. Well, there he was. The amazing writer of the year in my world, Tony. The best thing ever. I see him smiling out there. He's, he kills Donny Cates when it comes to writing, and he's right up there with James Tynion and Stephen King.
Yeah, there's not a.
I'm gonna bring it back in. What was that, Joel?
There's not a wiener dog in Stray Dogs, is there?
Oh no, but the Chihuahua's in there.
Yeah, the Chihuahua's in there.
She's like the main character. Tony, if you, we're gonna be a little bit. If you want to go, I'll message you later, or you can just hang out and watch.
Well, I gotta go too now. You've used up all your
comics, Joel.
Yeah, because I gotta get going here.
Okay, so I am not going to show you. Joel's got to go play pickleball in 120-degree temperature. But you guys, I'm not going to show my comics today because all my comics are in all over the place. And of course, everyone's been asking. A third of my House on the Lake Carla Coens are here, so I'll be shipping. Plus, I have to take Christina to the airport tomorrow morning. I got a lot of stuff going on. So my point is, I won't be showing my books, but Joel's going to show his. Go.
All right. Well, boy, that's too much pressure. I didn't even pick up very much this week. This is Catwoman 32. This is the Frizzen cover. Man, this is probably one of the best ones she's done so far. For sure.
Why? Because it's purple?
All of her art I like all of her art, but this one I like more. I think just the pose and the expression and everything, she captured it a little. I don't know. It's just a really, really good cover, and the colors, yeah. All right, then we've got this one. I don't even know why I got this. Probably just because Bill said to get this. It was the Spider-Man Clone Saga. And
that's the best
Rose
cover.
Cover. Yeah, cover B.
Oh, I gotta go grab something that.
That's what she said.
Giovanni sent me. Headless Hammerhead. He sent me another present.
This is number 283. I don't think anybody's reading this. I'm not even reading it, but I will eventually. But this probably the continuing adventures of that new G.I. Joe character. And that's the B cover. This is High Republic Adventures 5. This should be the end of the story arc. I'll probably stop this one after this, but I've really been enjoying the regular one, just the regular one called High Republic. This is Sacred 6, number 10. I've been getting all the Perio covers. Not even reading this. I don't even know if it's any good. Hopefully it's good. Because I'm working on issue 10. I haven't even read issue 1. Ultra Mega number 4. Here's another one that I looked through the flipped through it. It looked pretty cool art and everything, but haven't been reading it. Hopefully that's also good. And this is Alien #4. This one I have been reading and I've been enjoying it. It's kind of has that old school Alien comic book feel to it. And that was everything I picked up. Unless, am I allowed to show the slab you gave me?
Slabs?
Yeah. Am I allowed to show this? This is top secret.
No.
Woo! Look at that. That's that High Republic #1. Okay.
There's 2 slabs.
Oh, yeah. I already lost the other one.
Are you afraid to show it?
No, I'll find it.
That's all right. Don't worry.
Yeah, forget it. It was the other. It's another High Republic one.
So, Giovanni, otherwise known as Headless Hammerhead, of course, he sent me this, which may be my favorite slab of all time.
Huh, that's cool.
Because I love Kill Bill. There's some boobage there. But they lost a package, and he kept saying, dude, they have it. And I go to this post office. There's no thing in the thing. So I went up today, and these were in there. And let me tell you something. These are the best. Okay? These are the best. Vampirilla 19 Besh covers. I didn't even know these existed.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Oh, man, I love these. Do you have those, Joe?
Yep.
You do?
Oh, yeah. That's her best cover, I thought.
Why didn't you buy them for me? You're a dick, Joel. But Headless Hammerhead isn't. He's a badass. He's been sending me the best shit ever, and I'm so happy. Joel just goes plays pickleball and has breakfast at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. K-pop junkie up in here.
Hey, so have you already gone? Like, what the heck is going on with Bad Idea? Why are they doing some stupid last 15 issues all in one bundle or some crap like that?
I don't know. I'm not paying attention because
is it all just a silly publicity stunt?
It's just all bullshit, dude. I guess I'll read about it later. I've been so busy, I'm not keeping up with all the fake news.
It seems like a crazy publicity stunt, but maybe
I didn't get my sticker yet. It could be at my mom's house. A lot of people send stuff to my mom. Finger collector. Go back to the beginning of the video and see the awesomest thing ever.
I don't think his name is supposed to be Finger Collector.
So that's what I call him. So anyway, I think that was a great interview. I'm so happy for him because I didn't know much about him. I knew a little bit. I know some people that he's associated with. I didn't know it was picked up. But if they don't make a movie of that, that'll be the worst mistake ever. And Joel's gone. Oh, yeah. Kim sent another present to Joel again.
What? Okay, yeah. Comic Bill. Got to get going.
Whatever, Joel. Later.
All right. Later, Comic Bill. Later, guys.
He just walks off and then comes back and disappears. This is what I got to do. This is the kind of co-host you think he would have more? Whatever. Anyway. Sorry, buddy. If you told me, I didn't remember. But like I said, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. You guys, I wish I could tell you. I wish you could do a day in my life. Just 1 week. And you would be like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going back to work at wherever you work. I promise you. Yeah, where's Pool Boy? So I'm going to reach out to Tony and see if I can get the right connections to do something. Because, with my mind and covers, it'll be fire. You know what I mean? It'll be fire. So hopefully we can make it work. Even on that 0 shot would be pretty cool. But I would like to do it on a number 1. I could have like Chloe sniffing my hat and like the dude like I could be dead on the ground and the dude's creeping up and Chloe's remembering the guy kill me and my hat's on the ground with blood on it. Wouldn't that be great? I don't know yet. I need to think about it. The hat's got to be involved or Chloe's got to be involved. Eddie. God dig it, Eddie. So I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I sure as hell did. I'm super excited for him. You know, I'm going to put the My Little Pony on my store for FOC to support Tony. Plus, it's the 100th issue, his cover and all that. And that'll be up on Friday. Tomorrow's FOC show, guys. Same time. Amazon Steph will be here for a while. And that's it, guys. I love you. I hope you enjoyed the show. I do it for you. Okay? Peace out. Have a great day. We're going to end this with a goat, not a dog, and some sicko stuff.
The so-called normal guys who always let you down. Sickos never scare me. At least they're committed.